Do you want to skyrocket your influence, sell with ease, and create an unforgettable impact on people? It all starts with one underrated skill: listening. But here's the kicker. Most people think they're good listeners, when in reality, 6 hidden barriers are sabotaging their communication and ultimately their success. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll learn how to break through these barriers and unlock the true power of influence. And if you're serious about mastering this skill, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications, because I drop game-changing content like this every week. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. We live in a world overflowing with noise: social media, 24/7 news cycles, and endless notifications. In this chaos, truly connecting with people has become a rare skill. But the most influential leaders, top salespeople, and impactful communicators all share one thing in common: they're extraordinary listeners. Listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about understanding, connecting, and influencing. But here's the problem. 6 invisible barriers keep us from really listening. Now, these are filtering, judgment, rehearsing, mapping, deflecting, and conditioned or pattern responses. And if you don't identify and overcome these barriers, you're never going to reach your full potential in communication or influence. So let's start with filtering. Have you ever been in a conversation and only paid attention to parts that you thought were important? That's filtering. It happens when we selectively listen, filtering out what doesn't align with our beliefs, interests, or needs. So what's the danger? You're going to miss valuable information and people feel unheard. Imagine being in a negotiation and filtering out key details because you were too focused on what benefits you. It's not a good look, is it? So how do we overcome this? You have to practice active listening. So you force yourself to listen to every word, even if it doesn't seem immediately relevant. You ask follow-up questions to demonstrate engagement and avoid selective attention. Next up, number 2 is judgment. Now, this happens when you're too busy judging what the other person is saying instead of listening. You're internally criticizing or forming opinions, which blocks true understanding. Judgment puts up walls. It prevents empathy and it creates resistance. If you want to influence someone, you first need to understand their perspective without bias. So, how to overcome judgment? You adopt a mindset of curiosity. So you replace judgment with curiosity by asking yourself, why does this person think this way? This shift will open up your ability to listen and influence without resistance. Have you ever been so focused on what you're going to say next that you completely miss what the other person is saying? That's called rehearsing. Your mind is busy crafting the perfect response or comeback. So the problem, you're not present. The other person can feel it and the connection is lost. You can't influence someone if they feel you're not genuinely engaged. And how you overcome it is you focus on the present moment. You remind yourself that the conversation isn't about delivering the perfect line, but about understanding the other person. So you practice deep breathing to keep yourself grounded and present. We're going to move on to number 4, which is mapping. Mapping is when you're constantly relating what the other person is saying to your own experience. It's the, oh, that happened to me syndrome. So, it's natural to relate to others when you're in conversation, but overdoing it shifts the focus back to you and it makes the other person really feel unheard. Influence really comes from making others feel understood, not from showing how much you relate. And the way you overcome this is you pause before you share your experiences. You ask yourself, will this add value to them or just make me feel included? If it's the latter, hold back and refocus on their story. Moving on to number 5, deflecting happens when you change the subject too quickly or make light of serious topics. It often comes from discomfort or the desire to really avoid vulnerability. But here's the catch. When you deflect, you break trust. So people feel dismissed and disconnected, and if you're aiming to influence or if you want to build strong connections with others, deflecting will work really against you. So how do you overcome deflecting? Well, you embrace vulnerability. So you allow yourself to sit with uncomfortable topics. You practice empathic responses like, I can see why you feel that way, to validate the other person's emotions. So lastly, we're going to move on to conditioned or patterned responses. Now, these are automatic replies we've been trained to use, like, I'm fine, when you're really not, or generic phrases that add no real value. These automatic responses actually kill authenticity. So, people see through them and they feel disconnected. If you really want to influence someone, they need to feel your genuine self, your authentic self, not a rehearsed version. And really the best way to overcome this is you break the pattern. You become conscious of your habitual responses and you intentionally switch them with more thoughtful, authentic replies. So take a moment before answering. Allow yourself to respond genuinely. So there you have it. Filtering, judgment, rehearsing, mapping, deflecting, and conditioned responses. These 6 barriers might seem small, but they're powerful enough to sabotage your influence and impact. The good news is, by recognizing and actively working to overcome these impediments, you're going to transform your communication skills. You're going to become a master listener, paving the way for influence, persuasion, and deeper connections with people. Now, if you found this video valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who you think can benefit from better listening skills. And if you're ready to continue your journey of mastering communication and influence, hit that subscribe button below and join our community of high achievers. Remember, the power of influence starts with listening. You master that, and the world is yours. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video.